What are you doing, Meow Meow? Neko-chan. Alright. So I think when we left off Sunday, our save game was inventory. Okay, yes, we got the brittle scroll. And we can't nusto. Okay. I'm pretty sure we can't nusto it, but why not? Let's try it anyway. So let's examine scroll. Well, I knew it was Z3. It's probably the save. It's probably the QZL, the save file that's got us. I know this probably isn't going to work. I'm not sure if we lose the scroll, but I've got spellbook begins to glow softly in a spectacular effort of magic. The powers of the Nusto spell attempt to copy the Coldcat spell into your book, but the spell is too long, too complicated, and too powerful. The glow fades, but fortunately the brittle skull remains intact. However, a dull aching fills your head, and your mind is again probed more deeply than when you entered the castle. So, I don't like that. I'm going to restore anyway. Alright. So what we got here on the map, we're in the engine room. So we want to go down and so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stash that brittle scroll in the bedroom. That seems to be a safe place to leave stuff. Yeah, let's just keep his interest away from me for as long as possible. and then head up and I haven't explored. I haven't tried to get through this door, and I haven't been to this library yet. So yeah, I figure the brittle scroll ought to be safe in the bedroom, hopefully. So yeah, so let's go down and then head west until we can go up. Did I verbose it? I think I need to verbose after a restore. I can't remember for sure. So we're at the south gate. Now, look behind. I want to try a couple things. Behind portrait. Oh, well, so let's look. Frobos. Nothing behind the Frobos portrait. Let's go ahead and eat some bread. What's the other? Okay, flathead's another choice. Meow meow. That hurts. No, did we? Cool. Look behind. Flathead. Portrait. Nothing behind. So look behind others. Nice. Unknown. Okay. Portrait. Nothing of interest there either, huh? Alright, let's try examining all three, I guess. Probably, start with flathead. A rather dull man stumbled into royalty in the great underground empire, and to everyone's chagrin, named by his people Lord Dimwit Flathead the Excessive, he was best known for his outrageousness in style, policy, and engineering. His portrait captures him in the classic pose of imbecility astride his gaudy throne. You are beginning to tire. Oh boy. We're going to have to go to sleep soon. Examine Frobos portrait. The Wizard of Frobos was a former member of the Circle of Enchanters, but he was removed for forgetfulness bordering on senility. The lively wit of his youth having been replaced by a semi-sadistic mischievousness, coupled with an inability to pronounce words beginning with other than the letter F. He was retired to a small, unoccupied corner of the great underground empire, hopefully out of harm's way. Okay. I'll try that. Don't know the word eyes. Okay, so let's examine. Unknown. Wide cross section of races, elves, no, warlocks, and some of them are not, but yeah, what? Not once we got there, and let the genie get his revenge. Okay. No, now my mouth is getting dry too, so I got to go up there. I got to go up there to the bedroom and sleep anyway. I just can't help. Yeah, I don't know the word eyes. Screw you, game. Alright, I feel like I'm missing something here, but But I guess it's time to see what the next dream takes us. Yep. Diagnose. Sleep in bed. And we should get we should get another dream with some more clues. Alright. Yeah, there's something. It seems like there's something in that room of portraits. It seems, but oh well. I got a few more tricks up my sleeve in this game before I'm stuck. Lying on this soft bed puts you to sleep. Ah, sleep. It's been a long day indeed. The rest will do you good. You make yourself comfortable on the bed and drift off, renewing your powers and refreshing your mind. Time passes as you snore blissfully. After a while, your sleep is disturbed by a strange dream. Ah, check that out. The dream just gave us a clue as to what the heck we were trying to figure out. Let's see what we got here. You are wandering in a darkened place, for you have no light or other possessions. You feel that you are being watched. You are surrounded by faces, their eyes following you. They drift in and out, staring at you with proud indifference. One face, brightly lit unlike the rest, draws you closer and closer. As you touch it, you wake. Alright, cool. So let's go try that. Or should we do the standard thing that Infocom forces you to do half the time anyway? And restore and go do it. But no. Alright, so we got to get rid of we just got to drop the lantern and then go into that room. So what's the name? So the room just before the gallery is the South Hall. So I'll drop the lantern in the South Hall. I'll drop the lantern in the South Hall and then go into the gallery. Okay. Stand. Inventory. Let's drop the scroll. Very small quantity of water. I hope it's not time to go frickin' refill the water jug. Alright, down. East. Drop lantern. East. Alright, here we go. Nice. Thank God for dreams. An airy orange glow cast a pale, flickering light into the portrait gallery. The eyes of the figures portrayed on the canvases seem to be faintly illuminated and follow your every movement. After a moment, the source of light becomes clear. A single lighted portrait flickers, as if a flame were burning behind it. I could have put single lighted portrait. Obscure adventurer is not notable except for the fact that it is lighted from behind. So look behind. Really? Yeah. What are you chattering about? No. No. No, 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 Yoko-chan. No headphone cord. You're growing. The Neko-chan's growing. Looking, okay, behind the portrait is a small niche. You find that the portrait is much lighter than the others and place it on the ground. Sitting in the niche is a black candle and a black scroll. Nice. Alright, so. Black scroll. Somehow that black handle seems like it's going to be important too. Oops. That should be the only scroll. We left that other one up in the bedroom. Survive unnatural death. So, okay, see. So this time we gotta make sure we know this spell. And then, so we'll, there is something. Knitful, knitful, knitful. Now she wants to play. I'm doing all right. I was tired today. Although I helped the neighbors upgrade their solar system this morning, so I did accomplish something. So, see if we can Canesto this one. All right, so we got that in our spell book. Good. So we're closer to being ready to be sacrificed. I knew that you had to. All right, so cool. So let's get the candle. Oh, I'll bet you don't know that word. I don't know that word either. There you go. And head back west. Get the lantern. And I'm gonna leave the black candle here too. So, down north. And let's check our map. So we want to go to the next tower. All right. Yep, I think I got it. We'll find out. And now we're going to go east. Okay, so here we are. Everything you see is gray and lifeless, as though covered with a veil of ash. Sound is muted and there is a faint acrid odor. The small open area stands at the north gate of the castle, now badly rusted. Through the gate, a forest can be seen up in there. To the west, the hall glows with light, and to the south, the dark castle can be re-entered. A narrow passage to the east leads to the base of the northeast tower. And we come to the guarded door. A more incongruous place than this would be difficult to believe. The room itself is nothing more than a small room at the base of the northeast tower, with a narrow passageway entering from the west. Standing in front of you to the north, however, is a door surpassing anything you could have imagined. For starters, its massive lock is wrapped in a dozen 6-inch thick iron chains. In addition, a certain 5-headed monster sporting razor-sharp spears for tongues seems to be embedded within its heavy oak frame. One is almost embarrassed to mention the gargoyles spewing flame and sulfuric ash, which ornament either side of the door, or the 97 slimy groping tentacles which taunt you ever closer to a certain death. A sign floating serenely above the door and glowing hideously in purple letters offers the following rude statement: don't bother. Alright, I'm going to save, and I'm going to call it Adventurer. And yeah, it's like I know you can't Resrov or Rev. I know you can't RevRAS this one, but I gotta at least try. Alright, so as you cast a Resrov spell, the door shudders briefly, and a few tentacles pause in their unending motion. The two gargoyles look at each other, perplexed. After a tense moment, the sign above the door flashes briefly. Fat chance. Alright. Learn Zifmia. Alright, so we're going to head back west. West again, Hall of Mirrors. Okay, we don't see the adventurer in the maze. We don't see an adventurer that didn't pass the test to go on and become the dungeon master in the maze. Oh, come on, where is he? When you need him to be in there. Oh, come on, dude. Okay, let's just wait. Drink water. Okay, eat bread. Wonderful. So we gotta go at least go back to the stream. Okay, here we go. Now the adventurer shows up. Okay. Zifmia. Adventurer. All at once, the bedraggled adventurer appears before you, brightly glowing sword in hand. His jaw has dropped and his eyes are bulging. His eyes dart this way and that, as if looking for a way to escape. That's a good question. Maybe you can. But I'm probably going to... Is there going to be another loaf of bread in that oven? Is another question. So let's try this now. Adventurer. See if this works. Follow me. I'd sooner follow Dimwit Flathead. Huh. Read book. There's a spell for this. Vaxum. Dang it. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to restore. So, all right. So we're going to learn. Learn Vaxum, comma, Zifmia. And so yeah. And then we'll see what happens. I ought to, I had to turn him into a frog when I'm done with him, because if, I can't remember for sure, but something seems to make me think that he can be annoying, running around, moving stuff. Alright, so let's go back west, and go back west, and let's just wait for him to show up. Eat bread. Here we are. So now the Zifmia adventurer, Vaxum adventurer. Does that work? It might if I spell that right. Nice. The adventurer smiles at you with an air of goodwill. The adventurer offers to relieve you of some of your possessions. Yeah, I'll bet he does. So. Sorry, but I got better things to do than follow you. Well, dang it. That stinks. What a pain. Isn't there a better way to deal with this guy? Alright, I'm just going to follow this guy. See what he does. South. He heads east. Inside the gate. He seems pleased to see you and frequently smiles in your direction. Courtyard. Everything you see is gray and lifeless, as though covered with a veil of ash. Sound is muted and there is a faint, acrid odor. This is the westernmost point in a large open courtyard. The huge entrance gate to the castle looms luminously to the west. The courtyard widens as it proceeds to the east, where a large, ivy-covered temple stands. On either side of the temple are small towers. Far beyond the temple, high above, are two large towers marking the corners of the castle. A squat dark turret hunches between them, blackening the sky around it. A small path leads into the castle to the south. The darkening sky is lit by a waning moon. There is a bedraggled and weary adventurer standing here. He is carrying a sword and a brass lantern. He seems pleased to see you and frequently smiles in your direction. The adventurer leaves the room, heading to the northeast. So, northeast. Courtyard. Gray and lifeless courtyard. Lawns are withered, with a black ash stretching from south to west. The sample stands to the southeast and the courtyard to the east. And he tries to make some small talk, but he only mumbles. He'll have to speak up if he expects you to hear him. Alright, where the heck are we? So I think we're in this. Is this the courtyard we're at? Well, we're in one of these courtyards. Let's wait and see if he. The adventurer pulls out his map, a convoluted collection of lines, arrows, and boxes, and checks it briefly. Yeah, the maps usually, especially your first draft, the the maps you make aren't exactly pretty, and even the one that I took a picture of and showed for Zork 2, that was the third revision of that map. That wasn't the initial mess I made on the first draft of that Zork 2 map. So having experience playing this game or games like this makes that joke funny. The adventurer asks for directions to flood control dam number 3. Well, alright, so let's see if he'll pay attention to me now. East. I'll do what I please. Thank you. And he leaves the room to the east. Alright. Right? Especially, speaking of which, in the description of this video, let me make sure it's there first before I go blabbing off about it. Yeah. There is a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of neat links. And in one case, Dave Lebling, one of the links is to at a game developers conference. Dave Lebling's doing a post-mortem on Zork. And Dave Lebling talks about that bank puzzle. And he figures it out, but still wasn't sure how it worked. So he went to Mark Blank and had Mark Blank explain it to him, and he's like, okay, I think I get it. And then someone else asked him to explain it to him again after all that, and he's just like, you get good. But there's some really neat, and there's a link to Jason Scott's documentary on Infocom, and the source code to all these Infocom games is available. So all the source code got dumped on the internet. So there's a link specifically to Enchanter, but in that same historic source directory is all the Infocom games, the source code from the Infocom drive when it spun down, when they ended. And in that historical source, it says in that historical source that the compiler was lost and there's no way to make zips, because that's not true. And there's also a link to the ZIL community, and ZIL is a Zork Implementation Language, and the ZIL community has made a compiler, and so the source code, it's like it's a difficult way to go, But all the source code to all these games is available, and a compiler to compile them into working Z files is available. So yeah, there's some interesting links in the description. Okay, he's heading to the southeast now. You're in the courtyard still. Okay, so we're going around the temple. Open hall to the east, temple to the west. The temple is flanked north and south by twin towers. Pass across the scarred lawn to the northwest and southwest. Nothing grows here, however, and a foul stench fills the air. And it's the Zill communities. They're very active, and they're like writing new games. Oh yeah, there sure is. There's unfinished or unreleased games. There's all kinds of the source code. The link goes specifically to Enchanter, but if you just go to historical source, it's all there. It's amazing. Alright, so nothing grows here, however, and a foul stench fills the air. There's a bedraggled adventurer. He smiles at us. The adventurer stares at his possessions, as if expecting a revelation. He pulls out a map. A convoluted collection of lines, arrows, and boxes, and checks it briefly. Oh, come on, dude. Oh. Let's see, we're in this, so we got to tell him to go, I'm going to try to tell him to go east. He's asking for directions this time. So we'll lie to him. The dam's to the east. I'll do what I please, thank you. Okay, but he went east anyway, good. Now he heads north. What the heck? And we got... Oh, no. Well, heck. How do we get this adventurer? And I'm not ready. I probably can. But how do I get him to do what I want him to? I don't have the book anymore, do I? I'm not ready for... Yeah. So I'm not ready to save myself either. Well, heck. How do we get him to that door? So we want to learn. No, that door, the guarded door. It's all an illusion. And since he's an adventurer and doesn't have any magical abilities, the illusion doesn't work on him, and he just opens the door and walks right through. So he's the solution The adventurer is the solution to the guarded door. I remember that much. So, west. Okay. But how do we get him to that door? And then he just opens it and walks like right through it, and then the illusion fades or something like that. So wait for him to show up in the mirror. Oh, cool! A rat skitters across the floor, sees you, is startled, and rushes back the way it came. Come on, I just diagnosed. And you said I was fine. Oh, I'm at the north gate. Oh no. Been waiting in the wrong place. Criminy. There we go. Let's nope, they don't know, man. Let's not try. Let's just go west, and maybe he'll just go ahead and... Yep, now he's following us. Except for we're going the wrong way. The adventurer, not overly tactful, asks to see what you're holding. We're meant to be going east. The adventurer eyes your possession intently. So he'll just go ahead and follow us. If you don't... No, now he's not following us. The adventurer asks, what would you be needing treasures for? Alright, so east. Alright. So hopefully he's still... That'd be a dirty trick. The way to get him to follow you is to not try. A more incongruous place than this would be difficult to believe. The room itself is nothing more than a small room at the base of the northeast tower, with a narrow passageway entering from the west. Standing in front of you to the north, however, is a door surpassing anything you could have imagined. For starters, its massive lock is wrapped in a dozen 6-inch thick iron chains. In addition, a certain 5-headed monster sporting razor-sharp spears for tongues, seems to be embedded within its heavy oak frame. One is almost embarrassed to mention the gargoyle spewing flame and sulphurous ash. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll get to reading the book and then looking over my spells here in a little bit. Bedraggled adventure. Alright, so let's try to make him... Advent 2. Adventurer. Open door. Here we go, see? Nice! As you motion towards the monstrous door, the adventurer follows the imaginary line, which proceeds thence from your outstretched arm. The seemingly fearless adventurer shrugs and walks purposefully toward the door, ignoring all harm to his person in the forms of knives, tentacles, and molten lead. As the 3 buckets of the latter pour over his head, he casts you a perplexed look. "Did you try the doorknob?" he asks, as 27 knives delicately skewer him. Before you can answer, he reaches for one of the gargoyle heads, which, by sheerest coincidence, has just flooded him in red-orange flame, and it turns it gently. "I think it's unlocked," he says, stoically ignoring the host of human-sized rats which feed on his incinerated torso. His left hand, broken and bloodied, pulls at the gargoyle head. "I'm going on ahead," he cries, opening a simple wooden door. "Wooden door?" You rub your eyes for a moment and look again as he goes through it. Yes, a plain wooden door. And what they say, that was north. Oh, cool. The map and the pencils here. I vaguely remember what that's for. Well, it says up on the map, so. Map room. This room in the high tower appears to be a map room with hundreds of ancient maps covering the walls. A huge globe made of gold sits on a pedestal in the center of the room. Through the tower windows can be seen vast forests stretching out to the northeast and the sea, covered in fog. To the east and south, stairs to the south lead to the bottom of the tower. Lying on the floor is a purple scroll. In the corner of the room is a badly worn pencil inscribed with runes. Lying on the ground is an old parchment map. There is a bedraggled adventurer. Standing here, he's carrying a sword and a brass lantern. He seems pleased to see you and frequently smiles in your direction. And he stares at his possessions as if expecting... Okay, so let's get the pencil. Comma scroll. Comma map. My load is too heavy for the map. Alright, so let's read the scroll. First off. The scroll reads, "Feel free, spell, create gracious firewords." So let's go ahead and get rid of that scroll. Oh wow, that's the fight. Come on, we're such. Are we such a crappy enchanter that we can't make fireworks? All right, what's going on here? I don't need the egg. The map consists of a drawing with 9 points, each represented by a strange character, with interconnecting thin pencil lines. Using your native alphabet, it looks like this. Yep, it sure does. The pencil is very old and covered with finely inlaid runes. The point is nearly gone, and the attached eraser is negligible. Alright. There's an egg here. So the pencil and the map was the main thing we needed here. So I'm going to go ahead and save again. That works. Down. West. South. Library. This is a library, or rather, it was until it was ransacked and despoiled. Most of the contents of the room have been burned in a huge bonfire in the center of the room. Hundreds of charred and empty tubes are scattered about, as if by someone searching, so ashes are strewn about. There are rat tracks in the ashes. To the south you hear the sound of a group of low guttural voices. You hear yelling oaths and the crash of metal coming from the south. It sounds like a sword fight. Suddenly, everything is quiet. Examine tracks. There are plenty of rat tracks here going in various directions. One prominent rodentine thoroughfare stands out though, going as it does through a small hole in the wall. It's too dark. Okay. Nice try. Nice, that worked. You reach around for a moment and come up with something. It's a frayed scroll. The scroll reads Gondor spell. Quench an open flame. No, no, no. No, no, no. No headphone cord. No, play with the headphone cord. Gondor. Alright, that worked. What the heck? I'm not seeing a dusty book in the library. Did I miss something? See, here's where sometimes the map's cheating. Examine ashes. Examine tubes. I guess we better get out of here. Uh-oh. The gang has stopped following Oh boy. Let's see if we can. Oh, see if we can get water here at the pond. Oh boy. It doesn't, the jug is now full of foul, algae infested water. I hope that's not sounding good. That don't sound good. So we might just have to, okay, I'm going to go ahead and see what happens, because we'll at least learn something. And then we'll probably have to, from our last restore, we'll just probably have to head straight for the spring and fill our jug there. And if we're going to go ahead and do that, I want to go back to the village and go into that witch's house a second time. Alright, so we go west, south, west, west, west. Oh boy. Eat bread. Oh boy. Drink water. This could be disastrous. Ooh, the water tastes terrible, and even the slightest amount makes you ill. Alright, so I'm not even going to worry about going to bed. And instead of dealing with that library, I'm going to head straight for the spring to refill the jug, because the pond water's not working out for us. Alright, read book. Let's see what our spells, where we're at while I'm thinking of it. Osmu, survive unnatural death. Execs, make things move with greater speed. Baxum, make hostile creature your friend. Zifmia, magically summon a beam. Cleash, change a creature into a small amphibian. Krebv, repair willful damage. Rezerov, open even locked or enchanted objects. Lorb, safely protect a small object, as though in a strong box. Knitfall, conversed with beast. Frotz, cause something to give off life. And of course, Nusto, write a magic spell into a spell book. Alright, so we're in the map room, so we're going to go down. West, 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 west. Man! I wonder, maybe I'm just going to have to go to sleep first. Okay, I'm going to go try to get water first. But I might have to sleep first. I'm not sure. So, Pebble Path, inside gate, outside gate, western road, the fork. So now we want to go northwest. Trailhead. Yeah, my mouth is getting rather dry. Northeast. Drink water. Fill jug with water. So let's see if we can get back to bed now. Southwest. You're feeling tired. Southeast. East. 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 You're just inside the gate. Suddenly you sense a great wind of evil magic blowing around you. You are weighed down by its power, and only your sorceress training permits you to withstand it. When you regain your composure, your surroundings have changed. What surroundings have changed? Huh. Eat bread. South. South. Up. Sleep in bed. No dream this time? That don't sound good. Alright, so library. And we want to make sure we learn. We want to make sure that we learn the Osmu, or whatever the heck that spell is. So first things first, remember that stinking spell. Because I might just go ahead and after I search the library, I do want to check out the witch's house again. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to save here. Was this day 3? So that's what I'm going to do. And then I can always, if there's nothing there, I'll restore. Oh, stand. West, west, west. And now we're going to go southwest. Village outskirts. Southwest. Deserted village. Formerly pheasants lived here, going to their farm plots each day. Merchants and artisans made it a center of cultural activity, but now it's deserted, or almost. There's smoke. Okay, south. It's dark and smoky in here, but this is a place of great disorder, and its odor is indescribable. A pile of rags sits near a pot, blah, 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 blah. As you enter, the woman in rags wags her head slowly. You have returned, have you? You need help, perhaps? Well, I've given you all the help in my meager store. You want more? Leave me. You find yourself in the village. Alright, so that didn't work out. So let's go back to there. Stand. Okay. So what was the name of that spell again? Osmu. So I definitely need to have that spell in my repertoire for sure. Did I stand? Yeah. East, 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 east. East. Alright. So now we want to go south to the library. This is the library, or rather it was until it was ransacked and despoiled. Most of the contents have been burned in a huge bonfire in the center of the room. Hundreds of charred and empty tubes are scattered about, as if by someone searching. Reach into hole. So let's Nusto, Gondar, or yeah, learn Gondar. Gondar bonfire. Okay. All right, let's search the ashes. Find nothing of instance in the ashes other than rat tracks. Well, it says it's a library. Don't know the word books. Huh. Is that really all that's here? Is that scroll? Or did that adventurer take that dusty book? That's supposed to be in here. And I'll bet that spell. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Yep, he took the dusty book. And he's carrying the lighted portrait. So how do I get that book from him? Arg. Dang it. Okay. He can have the portrait. Um, so I need to save. I need to restore to a save point that's way earlier than this. I'm going to cast maybe, but I doubt it. And we got to chase him around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Shoot. I wonder how far back I have to go. And I'm going to get this dusty book. Shit, I don't. Yeah, I don't want it. That worst case scenario, I got to get that book before. Get everything I can and summon the adventurer last worst case scenario, but let's see if we can get this book from him. Fax him. Get book. Darn it, I should have. Okay, so what was it? Vaxum, north, south, west, east. Oops. Alright, so let's Vaxum, adventurer. What? Oh, come on. Dang it. Get book. Nice. The adventurer, not seeing any use. So I wonder if I got a. I hope I don't have to cast a lockbox spell on all those things I got sitting up in the bedroom. Not seeing any use in keeping the dusty book. Anyway, hands it to you gladly. The adventurer waves at you and asks, "Hello, sailor." Strange. You've never even been to sea. Alright. Save. Book. Dusty. The first page of the book was the table of contents. Only 2 chapter names can be read. The Legend of Unseen Terror and The Legend of the Great Implementers. Read. Let's do the implementers first. How about read? The legend, written in an ancient tongue, speaks of the creation of the world. A more absurd account can hardly be imagined. The universe, it seems, was created by implementers who directed the running of great engines. These engines produced this world and others. strange and wondrous as a test or puzzle for others of their kind. It goes on to state that these beings stand ready to aid those entrapped within their creation. The great magician philosopher Halifax notes that a creation of this kind is morally and logically indefensible, and discards the theory as colossal claptrap and kludgery. And the adventurer walks into the room, and the sun is setting. Alright, so let's read Terror. And this is very important. What's in here? So, alright, you know what? I'm going to take a 3 to 5 minute break. Be right back. And we'll read about this terror. Because this should tell us what to do with the pencil and the map. I can't believe I remember as much of this game as I do. Because like I said, the first time around, you could play this game for a long... I got an amazing amount of stuff done in 2 hours on Sunday. Which would not have happened if I didn't remember a whole bunch of stuff I thought I forgot. So I'll be right back. Oh, and do check out, there's a bunch of interesting links in the description of this video. And like I was saying, all the source code to all these old Infocom games is available. There's a Zork Implementation Language group that has a compiler that can compile working zip files, Zork Z3 or Z4 or whatever files out of the source code. And a link to an Infocom documentary, and a link to John Scott talking about releasing the source code for all the Infocom games, a video on that. So there's a bunch of interesting links in the description, and I'll be right back. There's water. Alright. Read terror. This legend, written in an ancient tongue, I'm back, goes something like this. At one time, a shapeless and formless manifestation of evil was disturbed from millennia of sleep. It was so powerful that it required the combined wisdom of the leading enchanters of that age to conquer it. The legend tells how the enchanters lured the terror to a recess deep within the earth by placing there a powerful spell scroll. When it had reached the scroll, the enchanters trapped it there with a spell that encased it in the living rock. The terror was so horrible that none would dare speak of it. A comment at the end of narration indicates that the story is considered to be quite fanciful. Oops, come back over here. No other chronicles of the age mention the terror in any form. So if we read do we still have the map on us? That's weird. That don't quite look right. Uh-huh. Read that map again. Okay, P is there. So the terror is trapped in P. And you have to lure him out of P, but trap him. Within all that mess. And the pencil doesn't last forever. Using the pencil and the map. Okay, and where are we at? Because we followed. So it looks like that's going to be our next mission, is trying to get that powerful scroll. So let's head that way. What the heck you doing, Meow Meow? West. Yeah. Whoops. south. Yeah, the adventurer wants to relieve me of some of my treasures. South. East. Eat bread. Cool. Okay, there's only a small amount of bread left now. Oh boy. So let's go down. There's a cell to the north, and a partially blocked passage leads even deeper into the earth. It looks as if there was once a mortar stone wall blocking this passage, but it has crumbled and collapsed, reopening the tunnel. He's carrying a lighted portrait. I hope I don't need that portrait, although I guess if I end up... Drink water. So what? Okay, I gotta go down. And then I gotta think. This is a peculiar room whose cream-colored walls are thin and translucent. An exit is to the south, and it is very strange indeed. Perfectly round and black as pitch. Alright, save the game. Dungeon. Alright. So let's go... We're going to go south, and we're going to go east. First off. Read map. Alright, so we're gonna... This might take a couple tries, so let's go ahead and save. And the first thing we're going to do is draw a line from P to F. Because then we only have to erase see if that works. Draw a line from P to F. A thin line now connects the two spots on the map, but the pencil point is very nearly gone. You feel that two powerful, evil forces are searching each other out. Belboz appears before you. Something has disturbed the ancient terror. Krill himself knows this and will try to use it to his purposes. Already, they may have joined together. You must not allow the terror to escape, or we are all doomed. He fades into the gloom. Alright, let's Z once. Somewhere near, an evil presence lurks, probing your mind. It seems to be moving quickly. Alright, so let's erase the line from P to F. Okay, well, maybe I was too late. The line between the two spots is erased, leaving the eraser barely usable. An evil presence, born on a cold blast of air, seems to move beside you, weighing you down with emanations of malice and hatred. So I should have I should erase that first. But anyway, let's go ahead. I think I already messed up, but let's erase line from V to M, which I should have erased to start with before I even started. All right. Oh, I think I got it. The line between the two spots is erased, leaving the eraser not fit for use. Suddenly, the black passage to the northeast closes off. Somewhere near, an evil presence lurks, probing your mind. It seems to be moving quickly. Alright, so now what do we want to do? So now we want to draw a line from M to P. And hopefully that the terror should be trapped in these three rooms now, is what should be going on. He should be trapped in these three rooms, and we can go get this scroll, I hope. Uh-oh. Okay, so I messed up. I was wondering about that. The thin line now connects to two spots on the map, but the pencil point is gone. Suddenly, the wall of the southeast opens to form a perfectly round and black passage. You can no longer sense the evil presence nearby. You suddenly feel weak and your knees buckle. Just as you collapse to the ground, you find yourself in the presence of the circle. They seem tense and frightened and ask desperately about your recent doings. As you tell your tale of the map and pencil, they recoil in horror. The terror is released, cries one. Belboz sinks into his throne. We are doomed, he gasps. One by one, the wizards flee to prepare a helpless defense. Okay, so and my rank is menace to society. Alright, so I've got the right idea. I think I know what I need to do now. Hopefully, So let's restore. Read map. Alright, so I want to erase line from M to V before I do anything. Can't see a line here. Alright, line might work better. Alright, so there's that. So now, draw a line from P to F. Let's wait once. Erase line from P, and I might have to try this again. And I might have still messed up, but and M to P is our next. Okay. So I might have messed up again. Okay, so if he doesn't actually have an escape, alright, let's restore again. So first let's draw a line from P to F. And then on the next turn, on the next turn, erase this line. And then erase the line from F to P. Because he's going to be alright. And then why do we want to erase now? Now let's try erasing. From M to V. Erase line from P to F. So draw a line from M to P. Alright, I'm stuck. Yep, I'm stuck. I didn't trap it somehow. Well. Well, heck, I'm going to stop it here, and we'll come back to this puzzle Sunday. And then we'll go ahead and get ourselves sacrificed. And hopefully um, I'll have it figured out by then. And maybe Sunday we'll actually defeat Krill. We'll see. So anyway, I tried a few variations, and at least I hope you get the idea on what's going on with this puzzle. I just and of course Thursday and Saturday I'll be playing Ultima 7, and 8:30 seems to be working. 8:30 seems to work for Saturday, because Biddle goes on, Big Daddy Linux, they go on till after 8, but not that far after 8. Yeah, well, I don't understand what I did wrong. What it is the horror is trapped in this room with this powerful scroll. And so you have to let him get out of this room. So the first thing I do is I thought was going to work was draw a line from P to F, give him enough turns to get out, erase this line so that he can't get out, so he's trapped in these 3 rooms, and then erase this line so that he can't get back to the scroll, and then get myself to the scroll. You can draw 2 lines, and you can erase 2 lines, and then that pencil's done. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I will figure it out. And like I said, Thursday at 8 p.m. Mountain will be more Ultima 7. And the same thing Saturday, except for it'll be at 8:30 Mountain Time. I'll be after Big Daddy Linux. I'll play more Ultima 7 on Saturday, 8:30 Mountain Time. And we'll be back to this on Sunday. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and oh boy, Neko. Chewy. Say goodbye. Bye. Meow. Neko-chan. Boy, you're growing quick. Just think, sometime, one of these days, you'll just be a Neko. You'll just be a cat instead of a Neko-chan, a little kitty. Meow. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.